So the first reason why every man should at some point in his life own a custom shirt is to understand what a perfect shirt feels like. Seriously, for any guy that's ever gone out shopping for a shirt and tries to get a decent fit, you know the pain I'm talking about. That shirt that fits you in the neck is billowy in the waist. That shirt that fits you in the torso is way too long or way too short on the sleeves. You know that every guy's got a different body type, yet manufacturers are trying to fit millions of men into 3 different sizes. In fact, if you think about it, there are dozens of measurements that go into the fit of a perfect shirt. Besides your neck, chest, waist, and sleeve measurement, you've also got the shirt length because men have different length torsos. You've got the collar height because men have different length necks. Shoulder width. This one is huge, especially if you're spending time in the gym. Yeah, you guys that spend a lot of time lifting weights, you know what I'm talking about, the Tailor tags. Because every off-the-rack shirt you buy, you've got to get adjusted. Otherwise, you end up looking like you're wearing a paper bag because it's either way too loose or way too tight, depending on which of the 3 sizes, your 3 options you choose. And don't even get me started about different arm lengths. Yes, in case you didn't know, usually one of your arms is 1/4 to 1/2 inch longer. Well, gents, being able to skip all that and get the perfect fit every time is one of the strongest reasons why I recommend every man needs to try at least once in his lifetime a custom shirt. Because not only should a custom shirt be made to your measurements, it can also be adjusted to your fit style. And by that I mean that some of us like to have our clothing fit a little bit closer, some a little bit looser. All of that is within your control. All of that can be adjusted to your preferences, to your desires. And then the best part, once they've got your pattern down, they can repeat this again and again and again. So no more wasting time looking for the perfect brand with the perfect fit or spending any money on the tailor tax. No, you get the perfect fit every time. And gents, all the shirts I'm wearing in today's video were made for me over at today's sponsor, Tailor Store. Gents, for coming in on a decade, I've been talking about Tailor Store. I've been using their products, and as a former custom clothier owner, I have to say that these guys do an amazing job at making affordable custom clothing available for any guy that wants to start stepping up his wardrobe. Seriously, their fitting, their measurement process, incredibly simple. Their design tool, flawless. What I love about it is it can direct you if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to custom clothing, or if you want full control, you can get in there and get exactly what you want. And with all this, you're covered with their free remake guarantee. Seriously, if you're not happy with the shirt, they will remake it so that you get exactly what you're looking for. But seriously, gents, if you're looking to get your first custom shirt, you're looking to get your 50th. Well, gents, when you get over to the Tailor Store website, you are going to be able to find what you're looking for. You're going to be able to design the shirt that is going to make you feel and look like $1,000,000. And seriously, they make the process so easy, you're going to feel like you're cheating. So gents, if you're ready to get started, use the link in the description of today's video to get the best deal over at Tailor Store. And gents, I sincerely, highly recommend that if you are a hard to fit guy, if you got a little bit of weight around the midsection, if you are tall and thin, if you are short and stout, if you spend a lot of time in the gym, getting a custom shirt that fits you, guys, it's going to blow you away when you look in the mirror and you just look freaking good because your clothing is made for you. So again, gents, use that link, go over to Tailor Store, check them out. Awesome company, proud to support them. So the next reason that every man should try custom at least once in his life is to get what you want when it comes to the style details. Have you ever found something you're like, really like the look of the garment, that shirt looks great, but I didn't want the buttons, or you did want the buttons right there on the collar. Or maybe it was the shape of the cuff, the style of the cuff. You've got cufflinks, you love cufflinks, you wanted French cuffs, but it only came with, classic regular cuffs. Or perhaps you found a shirt that has everything you're looking for, except it's got a pocket right there. Why did they put a pocket on there? It ruins the whole look, at least in my opinion. I like shirts without pockets. But guys, that's the reality, is oftentimes you find something that's almost perfect. It's close. Well, guess what? When you go custom, you can choose all of those stylistic details, from the type of buttons, the contrast, the color of the buttons, to the type of color. Whether you wanted a button down, you want a hidden button down, maybe you want a spread collar, maybe you want a point collar. The front of the shirt, did you want a strong placket? Did you want no placket? Which, in case you didn't know, the placket is a fold of material. Basically, this shirt right here has a strong placket. And I know for some of you guys, these may seem like tiny details, but for those that pay attention to the details, it's refreshing. It's downright cathartic to actually get what you want whenever you're spending your money, right? And speaking of details, let's talk about fabric choice. Most people, when they go into a store and they see, yes, thousands of garments, what they don't realize is, when you go into the shirt selection, what do you have? Maybe 3, 5, 8 different fabric choices. Guys, whenever you go custom, you have hundreds, if not thousands of options. Again, go over to the Tailor Store website, look at all the different options. But what I like is, for me, I'm a pretty simple guy when it comes to colors. I like most of my shirts to have white blue combinations. This shirt right here, I love it. It's a little bit complex. It's got depth to it. I see two different colors of blue on a white background, and I'm right here kind of choosing a necktie. Do I want to go with this blue that's going to work really well? There is a blue right in here. It would, the tie would be a little bit brighter. It's a little bit lighter. This one right here, a little bit more sophisticated. It's got a little bit of blue right in it. And I love being able to bring in, patterns like this, a little bit of a dot pattern here. To me, this right here, yeah, this is probably what do you guys think? Which one? Both of them are good. This one right here has a little bit more depth, but that's what you can do with custom. You can create complex combinations, which are very difficult to put together out in the wild because, you're trying to maybe find one pattern, possibly find it with another. But guys, when you have hundreds of options when it comes to fabrics, you can find, for that necktie, it's a little bit hard to match. You find that shirt and boom, all of a sudden you've got a killer combination. Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, get that dimple right in there on the necktie. Yeah, I probably could clean it up a bit, but yeah, I love this color combination. Another thing I want to talk about is comfort, because when you get a shirt that is custom made to you, not only is it going to fit better because it's made to fit your body, but there's little details that you can't ever see on mass manufactured shirts. You see, the issue with mass manufactured shirts is that they're trying to fit as many people, many different body types into one shirt. So things like armholes, they are going to make larger. And I get that. They're trying to fit as many arms in there. But the problem with that is you don't have as much mobility. When you have a shirt that's made for you, not only does it oftentimes fit closer, but with higher armholes, believe it or not, they're not less comfortable. They're more comfortable, and they give you more freedom of movement. Just go ahead and try it out there. Maybe see something with a big armhole, maybe put on one of your shirts. Can you actually freely move like that without it bunching up like that? The answer in most cases is going to be no. Higher armholes, if you think about like with armor, if you think about military uniforms, I remember in the Marine Corps, we had all of our stuff cut to us. Our uniforms are dress uniforms. Why with the higher armholes? Because you wanted to have full freedom of movement to be able to swing it for whatever, carrying a sword or something back in the olden days. But seriously, they understood the importance of when something fits closer to the body, the extremities, your arms have more freedom of movement. Overall, this gives you more comfort. You're going to sweat less. And, getting back to the fabric, which we talked a little bit about earlier, you can choose lighter weight fabrics. That's another great thing is you can go, white shirts. You've got a white shirt, but do you have a lightweight white shirt that is summer weight, meaning it's going to be just, basically per meter, the number of pounds it weighs is going to be very light. It's also maybe going to have a type of weave that's going to maybe have more of a gauze weave, therefore be breathable, versus something that would be more of a winter weight. Let's say you spend a lot of time in cooler weather. You're up in Canada, you're on the northeast coast, and you're outdoors a little bit more with those shirts. Well, in that case, you want to go for something that's a little bit heavier, something a little bit thicker, a tighter weave that is going to be able to resist the wind. So that's where you actually get the clothing specifically you need for your particular wants and environmental needs. And of course, let's not forget your signature look. Maybe you want to have a little bit of fun. Maybe you want to throw in a bit of flair. The great thing about custom is you can choose maybe to go with contrasting buttons. You can go with contrasting stitching underneath those buttons. You can choose to go with a monogram in a variety of places, which, by the way, if you don't know the history of monograms, it was simply something families used whenever they had a lot of boys and, laundries being done. They wanted to be able to tell the difference who owned what shirt. So it was a very simple way of being able to identify whose shirt was who. But nowadays, it's a subtle sign that this shirt was made for you. I've done it a few times, just get your initials on there. But seriously, small details like this, if you wear an expensive watch, it may be something you want to have the wrist over on your left side or your right side, depending on where you wear the watch, a little bit larger, made so when you button up the cuff that it's not going to interfere with the watch and it goes over seamlessly. Again, all these small details you can do with custom, and what this can do for a lot of guys, especially if you are big into branding, if you spend a lot of time, interacting with clients, this can give you a whole signature look. I've got a good buddy, on all of his shirts, he uses French cuffs. He's big into cufflinks. He's got a huge collection of cufflinks. And for him, he doesn't wear sports jackets the majority of the time. He really just simply wants the shirt to speak for him. So he's got a wide variety of colors. And he loves the cufflinks. People notice him and compliment him on them all the time. Now, this next point is one a lot of guys don't think about. But when you get your first custom shirt, this is like your gateway drug into custom clothing. Shirts are usually one of the easiest things and least expensive custom pieces to get commissioned. But once you start with one shirt, next thing you know, 20, you've got 5, you've got 10, all of your shirts are custom. And you start looking at jackets. You start looking at trousers, because the reality is, as you age, or if you've got a hard to fit body type, a lot of you guys spend time in the gym, you are on the squat rack. So you got those thick thighs. Yeah, just simply average trousers don't work for you. You want to be able to show off the backside, guys. You get a pair of custom trousers, all of a sudden you just find your entire wardrobe starts going towards custom. And what I love about this is that, yeah, you think you're going to spend more, but not really, because you simply are able to own less. You wear what you have more, and every time you wear it, you feel like $1,000,000. And all of a sudden you just start to realize that, yeah, that custom shirt kind of led you down a path of being able to dress better and get compliments and feel better about every time you walked out the house. So yeah, be careful of that, guys, but I think it's a good thing to maybe sometimes fall into this trap. And all this, gentlemen, leads to higher levels of confidence. And that's my end goal here at Real Men, Real Style, is for you to become the man you know yourself to be. Clothing is nice, but what I really care about is how you use it as a tool to get what you want out of life. So guys, if you want to learn how to dress with more confidence, well, come on. I've got you covered, with another video right here, specifically how to dress with confidence. Boom, got you that video right here. Go check it out. But guys, let me know in the comments what you think of this video. And seriously, if you are into custom clothing, if you want to get a custom shirt, go check out, Tailor Store. Friggin' awesome company. Proud to support them. But yeah, go check out this video right there.